Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, over these past weeks and months, the whole world has been confronted by a public health crisis, the likes of which none of us has ever known. All of our communities face so many bewildering uncertainties, and every day brings more stories of desperate loss. At the same time, we have seen the most extraordinary bravery and professionalism from those on the front line of the crisis, from our doctors, nurses, carers, and others playing vital roles, even as some of their number have themselves been cruelly snatched away by this pernicious disease. We have, it seems to me, been reminded of just how vulnerable we are, even in the richest countries on earth, and of how vitally important it is that we can depend upon each other as a human family. Even countries with strong governments and advanced health systems have been hit hard by this crisis. Imagine then, as the International Rescue Committee's remarkable staff and volunteers know so well, just how critical the situation is in those parts of the world where, instead of modern medicine and well-developed systems of cooperation, there is such dreadful conflict and crisis. Places where the resources and infrastructure simply don't exist, where a hospital bed, never mind a ventilator, is a rarity, and where life and livelihoods are precarious even without the additional threat of this disease. In these places, the situation is desperately grave. Some 70 million refugees and displaced people are vulnerable in ways few of us can imagine. Just think for a moment, how do you socially distance in a crowded, sprawling refugee camp? How do you protect yourself and your family from this virus when you don't have basic access to soap and water? How do you keep up hope when doctors and nurses are nowhere to be seen? The answer lies in organizations with the experience, the expertise, and the determination to help in the most difficult circumstances imaginable. This is why I am immensely proud to be the UK patron of the International Rescue Committee, an organization founded by Albert Einstein to bring humanity to the world's toughest problems. The International Rescue Committee is working in those countries where the situation is most grave, where people are the most vulnerable, and where this virus threatens to run riot and wreak utter havoc if we let it. From Syria to Bangladesh, Cameroon to Greece, the International Rescue Committee is delivering life-saving programs in countries and to those vulnerable populations most threatened by this disease. This vital support to people in conflict and crisis is only possible thanks to the extraordinary efforts of International Rescue Committee staff and volunteers who are so marvellously stepping up in the service of others. I have been deeply impressed by accounts I've heard of the courageous and selfless efforts of these remarkable humanitarians responding on the front line of this emergency. To each of them and to all of you who so generously support them and the work of the International Rescue Committee in countless ways, I can only offer my heartfelt gratitude. For my part, I could hardly be more proud to be UK patron of the International Rescue Committee, a remarkable organisation which exemplifies the very best of the human spirit.